Here, Ryan Murphy with Murphy Baseball Performance, LLC. Today's topic is a question I get a lot of times from parents and players of all ages, and is what is the foundation? If you had to say what's one thing that you would, one controllable that we could teach to any age to get a better result, what would it be? And so let's start with the fact that when we look at the hierarchy of what we feel like is most important in terms of mechanics to nutrition to strength and conditioning and what goes into building the overall athlete that's able to perform, everything starts and ends with mindset. So that's what we're going to discuss today as the foundation for everything else that you do. Let's talk about the way it looks on the mound. So I've got a stopwatch right here. Love a stopwatch for everything. Can't ever have too many stopwatches, and there's never something you shouldn't be able to measure. When I say mindset, here's what I mean. I heard it said really well at one of the pitching coaches boot camps that I went to by a gentleman named Andy McKay, who's in the Seattle Mariners organization. He said it like this. He said, look, good pitching is boring. And I thought about that for a second. And what he meant was essentially the guys who do this at the highest level, who compete in the big leagues, think about the same thing every single pitch. And then they repeat that for an inning. And then they repeat that for a game. And then they repeat that for a season. So meaning that the guys that do really well don't have a whole lot of variety in between their ears when it comes time to compete. And so let's now dumb that down to what you can control, whether you're in your practices or whether you're just heading into your season. It's the 15 to 20 seconds in between each pitch. That is your one controllable. Okay? So to be very simple about it, when you get your sign, or even before you get your sign, I'm all about breath. You look at Navy SEALs, you look at all these different areas, breath is huge. Breath is bringing you back to the moment. Breath is relieving anxiety. Breath is clearing out any inconsistencies that you've got as far as pressure buildup in your chest, what have you. So a deep breath. So my process for 15-20 seconds would be like this. All right, I'm waiting for the clock to tick here. All right, boom. So, deep breath. I'm gonna get on the rubber. I'm gonna get my sign. I've got the ball in my hand. Okay, fastball away. Gonna come set. Another deep breath. Now I'm gonna pick up my focal point. This is where we talk about aim small, miss small. So I'm not looking in a very generic direction. I've got my eyes focused on the small spot, and that spot is where I'm attacking. From here, something simple like the word attack, let it fly, something that's aggressive. We want aggressive, athletic pitches repeated. After I go ahead and give myself that, it's time. So I finish, next pitch, boom. Same thing, reset. If you want to add in a little mental cue to get guys to wipe the slate clean, you can go ahead and have them scrape the rubber. Next pitch. This is very important. A lot of coaches who are going to be watching this, parents, talking mechanics in the game is a losing battle. Mechanical adjustments in game do not happen at the highest level. Once you're in the game, it's about being able to trust what you've already put together. That doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect, but you're going to take yourself backwards 100% if you're trying to talk mechanics in games. So if you've got a guy who's really struggling mentally, play with this 15 to 20 second window, meaning, hey, less time in between pitches, less time to think about things that aren't going to be productive. So if you want to try to play a game with this in practice, here's a good idea. You guys are throwing your bullpens. You're going to measure them, hopefully. Measure time in between pitches. Hold people accountable to pitch, get the ball back on the rubber. Next pitch starts within 10 seconds, let's say, or next pitch starts within 12 seconds. And then find out how guys compete. Some guys maybe do better with the 20-second window and an extra deep breath. Other guys are going to do better with the 10-second window. But again, to simplify, you're getting on the rubber, deep breath, coming in, getting my sign, come set, and then I'm going to lift and blow it up. Boom.